One of the longest running kids' TV shows, Arthur, has finally ended. After about 26 years, they closed the book on that bad boy. It's a show that I didn't watch a ton of growing up, but one that I always respected, and the finale does a great job of wrapping everything up in a wholesome way. However, I personally would have preferred a more action-oriented conclusion. Like Arthur goes on an absolute ass-beating spree, stops an entire terrorist organization by himself, and then in like the climactic final showdown with the head of the organization, he just gets fucking unloaded on, just peppered with bullets, but he keeps tanking through it as he's leaking blood out of every new hole punched in his body, tackles him off of a balcony into like this giant pit of lava, kind of like in Terminator 2. And as Arthur is dying, just sinking deeper and just being melted, he gives a thumbs up on his way down as it slowly continues to sink. It would have been so poetic and just such an amazing thing to remember Arthur for. I do think it was a missed opportunity. In their finale, he just writes a book, which I guess is like cool, but not nearly as memorable as something that I described there. It would have had much more oomph to it. I mean, just think about it. And you could even set yourself up for the sequel. So he's giving the thumbs up, he's on the way down, and then out of nowhere, DW gets like a fucking rope and Tarzan's in, grabs the hand, and then gives him a proper burial, like a soldier's burial. So she has his hand, the last thing remaining from Arthur, and then we cut in the next part to the funeral service for Arthur. He gets like the Purple Heart, he gets a full military send-off, and then in the final scene, just like in the Justice League, little rocks begin to float over the coffin to let you know Arthur's still alive. Just something to think about. I think there was a lot more opportunity to make something incredible out of the Arthur finale, but I want to show like the very last 2 or so minutes of it, just so that way we can all be on the same page with how Arthur officially ended in the canon universe. Now, not to sound like some ignorant swine, I just don't know what the fuck this thing is. It's like a Ouija board with a chicken head on it or something. I don't really know. It's some kind of alien gadget. I don't know this in the Arthur lore. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a long time, and even when I was a kid, I didn't watch all that much of it. But from what I can gather from this scene, it's able to tear a wormhole into the space-time continuum and let us see 20 years into the future. So it's some type of extraterrestrial crystal ball, I suppose.
Arthur! Sorry I'm late. I had all these stories to read. Hey, you'll never guess what Kate wrote about.
Well, with you as her teacher, it was probably about aliens.
This further confirms my theory that it was some type of ancient alien artifact that we just looked at that took us to this dimension here in the multiverse of madness. But yeah, I actually do like this approach to the finale where you get to see the characters all grown up and see where they ended up in life. Arthur looking like he just got out of Whole Foods after getting some gluten-free alternatives, and Buster looking like he just got out of prison and is trying to sell Arthur on a Ponzi scheme he's cooked up. There's just something about Buster as an adult that looks a little off-putting, and I think it's the combination of his weird comb-over hair and trench coat. He looks like the kind of guy that'd be flashing his penis at a local park or something.
You get an F, Arthur Reed. It's about a baby who can read animals' minds. It's really good. Maybe she'll be a writer.
As many of you know, I'm the acclaimed author behind such classics as Nutty Noodle Man and Moon Ninja back when I was like 6 and 7 years old, so I understand quality writing when I hear it, and I'm just going to tell you right now, Buster, I'll rip the band-aid off. She doesn't have what it takes. A baby that can read minds. That's like the least effective superpower ever. The baby can't communicate what the animals are saying. It's Eliza Thornberry if Eliza Thornberry couldn't speak. That's not helpful. So if I was the teacher of this class, she would be getting a pretty low grade on this paper. She'd need to incorporate more elements to it to make it more exciting. Like if that baby was also a super baby genius that could speak fluent English and then relay the thoughts of the animals, well, okay, now we might have something. It just needs a little more refining, Buster, is all I'm trying to say.
Is that it?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's any good.
The latest polls have us neck and neck, but I think I can pull ahead. George, can I put one of these up?
Sure! My sugar bowl is your sugar bowl, and I'll do anything to get that Mayor Hirsch out of office.
Again, it is just cute and wholesome to see the core cast all grown up later in life. So she's running for mayor. George now owns the sugar bowl. George also really doesn't like the current mayor. I don't know why. He just must not approve their policies or something.
I know. Why doesn't he just retire already?
Hey, are those the latest style?
Yeah, but we haven't released them yet. I'm just testing them out.
It may be nice now, but that cold front is gonna body slam Elwood City by Tuesday.
Hey! This is a no parking zone. Move it!
Hey, DW. It's me, Bud.
So it's becoming a bit of a speed run to see them all grown up. They all just happen to be right around the area where Arthur was, working on his book. And I have to say, Bud has to be one of the worst drivers of all time. Dude parked on a crosswalk. He should just be thrown in the slammer for that. DW is just gonna write him a ticket. This is a menace. Who parks their motorcycle on a goddamn crosswalk?
For my publisher.
Wow. I never imagined you'd write a graphic novel.
Chapter 1. How I got my very first pair of glasses.
Pretty meta and pretty fitting, an all-around touching ending to an extremely popular and influential show for children. I also think it leaves just enough wiggle room for a sequel when they announce the Arthur Shippuden series. I think that can really be a popular anime should they ever choose to bring him back out of retirement. But I just wanted to share this because this is the longest running kids show, and I did at least watch it a little bit. Again, I wasn't like a huge Arthur enthusiast or anything, but it was a show that I did tune into occasionally as a kid and just I always had an appreciation for. So, pretty big deal that it ended, and actually a pretty satisfying conclusion. That's about it. See ya.